Hey Kevin, can I see the script for the upcoming video?
Yeah, I got a couple copies right here.
Okay. What is this? It's all fully redacted.
Shh, keep it secret, keep it safe.
But why?
I don't know, ask Brandon.
Sule! The COSMERE RPG revealed a ton of cool new details about Roshar. The more we dive in, the more we will surely uncover. However, these awesome details did not distract us from some pretty glaring omissions. Brotherwise and Dragonsteel have intentionally left out some big things that we've been looking for answers on for quite a while. Today, we're going to be looking at 7 things that were left out from the World Guide and the Player Guide, and we'll talk about why. And don't you worry, Sule, we will be talking about Stonewalkers soon. 72% of you are not subscribed. Even Tallness subscribed, so, well, you know what you have to do. There will be spoilers for the entirety of the Stormlight Archive, so if that's something that bothers you, well, leave now. There is a strange omission in the astronomical section of the Roshar World Guide. The 4th moon. Nomen, Salas, and Misham were all listed with their specific spots in the lunar cycle, and the guide even mentions the hateful hour where there's no moon visible in the night sky, the 17th hour. Pretty fitting, right? I'd argue this is likely where the 4th moon would have been in the lunar cycle, but this guide doesn't even hint at the 4th moon. This might be due to the fact that this reveal wasn't until Wind and Truth, but we do get a lot of detail in this guide that is also new in Wind and Truth, so I don't buy it. The 4th moon is clearly important. Should I beat the dead horse? All of the relevant spren are referenced in the World Guide. The basic spren, the 9 true spren, the void spren, and we even get a section called notable spren. Interestingly enough, one of the most notable spren on Roshar lacks any type of detail, Cusicesh. Now, considering any campaign in Eerie would absolutely need to reference Cusicesh appearing every day, this omission seems a little lazy, right? Well, on the surface maybe, but I think this was a very intentional omission. Cusicesh is more notable than Brandon wants us to know for now. The realm-splitting water giant is going to play a huge role later in the COSMERE, and this omission only confirms that. When the World Guide listed the shards and their names, we were pretty hopeful. Unfortunately, there's no new information. There are still 3 shards whose vessels are a complete mystery to us: Mercy, Valor, and Whimsy. Now Whimsy. I don't really know how to feel about them. We don't really know where they are or what they're doing, but if we've learned anything at this point, well, Whimsy's probably causing problems. Mercy, on the other hand, was involved in the clash between Odium and Ambition over Threnody, and we have a video about that here. And the final shard not listed is Valor, and you know how suspicious we are of Valor. Again, we talk all about that in this video here. Essentially, there's a popular theory that she's actually on Roshar. I think the omissions are pretty logical considering the scope of what may be going on with these shards, or at least Mercy and Valor. If anything, this really leaves me questioning Whimsy. What in the Storming universe is happening with that shard, and why is their identity such a secret? There have been plenty of opportunities to share their name, but Brandon hasn't. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Maybe the answer will come out in the next decade, or 2. Dude, why can't we learn about the Dustmother? We've been theorizing about this Unmade for so long. But Brandon has intentionally been withholding any information about her. We can only presume that her presence will be much more prevalent in Era 2 of the Stormlight Archive, but who knows? I thought for sure we would get answers in Wind and Truth, but that didn't happen. The blurb on the Dustmother in the World Guide is, well, it's nothing. It's useless. I hate it. In a similar vein, the 2 most background heralds were also left in the shadows. We received some valuable information on Vedel in Wind and Truth, but not so much about Pailiah. Conversely, we get a small amount of new information about Pailiah in the World Guide, but nothing on Vedel. We now know that Pailiah has been hiding among the common folk, stealing mementos from them. Vedel's blurb has no new information, so I guess the whole Wind and Truth spotlight was enough. Regardless, we definitely need to be looking out for these 2 in Era 2. Now that the Oath Pact has been reformed, there may be a bigger place for them. When we learned about the properties of Wardlight and Towerlight, there was a pretty obvious conclusion to draw from the fusing of Investiture. You could mix Lifelight and Voidlight too. That is confirmed in the World Guide now, but it doesn't really expand on this. We have never seen this happen, but it's theoretically possible. Since the names of light are a bit arbitrary, there's no real use in guessing what the light would be called. I like the name Blightlight because it sounds cool, also because it's a good combination of Cultivation's intent of change and growth, along with Odium's propensity to hate and corrupt. Leave your own ideas in the comments below. Anyway, it's honestly not too surprising that the Stormlight RPG wasn't the first place we would hear about this, but it still wasn't mentioned. Sad. We all know a lot about Razium. Well, at least we know a lot more than we know about Corivelium Avastium or Tanavastium. Maybe Tannurium? Then Dalinarium for a minute? Blackthornium, now Vargonium, or Teravangianium? Okay, I'll stop. We know that Tanavast's god metal makes up the Honor Blades, and the True Spren and therefore Shard Blades are theoretically made up of a mix of his and Kor's metals, but we still haven't seen either of these metals directly referenced in the fiction. Additionally, we absolutely have no idea what these two metals may do elementically. Neither of them are even mentioned in the god metal section. I really want to know what Coravelium does on its own. Sorry. But what do you think? Did the RPG miss anything else? Do you think these are intentional or mistakes? Is Hoid Whimsy's vessel? Unlikely, but maybe. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Kolo?